Hi guys, Hazel Fernandez here. How are you doing? All right, this is a work in progress. I do, okay, I wanted to hear your thoughts. Do we keep the angel? The alien phase is just for fun. I'm gonna cover it up because that's the beauty of being creative. You are not supposed to commit to one thing and one thing only. You can do whatever you want because this is your canvas. And so, on that note, I would love your support so I can bring my message out to the people who I care about, my ADHD awesome women and men out there who have been feeling like feeling the stigma of this condition. And I used to feel shame before because people would bully me, you know what I mean? And I became really not happy about the idea that we cannot be free to talk about our thoughts and feelings when we are not even our thoughts and feelings. So, anywho, I would love to invite you to like my YouTube channel, help me grow. It is Art by Hazel Fernandez. It's quite long, however, just roll with it. Art by Hazel Fernandez. Please like, comment, subscribe, share if you resonate with the message. So, can you feel the feelings of greatness that's within you and me? And actually, I like the face, to be honest with you. Let's see. Again, like Bob Ross would say, this is your world. You know, if you're a creative like me, because we all are, this is my world. This is my canvas. I do whatever I want. I can create whatever I want. And I'm going to keep this beautiful angel here because I have been uncomfortably growing for many, many years now. And getting to know this side of me is like a little alien feeling sometimes. Whew. Anywho, so I'm keeping this angel here because this one popped out when I was going through my full moon Leo, like the Lionsgate portal, where I'm able to like, oh my gosh, access this side of the esoteric, even if a lot of people are still questioning whether or not they're real or not, whatever. You can decide for yourself. This is not about convincing you what you can believe. By the way, beliefs are just beliefs. You can change them at some point. I changed mine because it brought me to places that I wasn't really happy to be honest with you. So I just love, look at that turquoise vibe over here. And turquoise, the blues, they are a representation of our emotions. And sometimes, I honestly, sometimes when we touch, I feel that a lot of us who grew up in the 1970s, tell me if I'm wrong, but this is my own personal opinion and experience, that we were told that our emotions are bad, negative, and we're supposed to stuff it up in our body. That's causing us to be sick physically, emotionally, mentally, and all that jazz. So this is my contribution to making this world a better place, because when I was young, I didn't get to learn these things that I now know from my own personal experience, from my own spiritual awakening. Okay? So maybe this was me before. who knows, blood, sweat, and tears rolling on her face. And yet, there's an angel beside her who's guiding her all along. And oh my gosh, did you know that then you have to check the meaning, the spiritual meaning of your name, because mine is Hazel, and apparently in the Bible it says God sees or God watches over. That's what my mama told me. And I didn't like my number 4 because I used to be bullied and teased for my name. But knowing what I know now, the bullies in our lives, we can be our own bullies too, is if we're not going to heal the wounds, is that they're also hurting people. They're hurting. That's the reason why they hurt you. Hello? Hurt people hurt others. So if you are hurting and you don't know it, might as well go and see a professional healthcare provider, like a psychologist, a psychiatrist, or somebody who is also trauma informed, because a lot of my doctors prior were not able to help me because they were not trauma informed. They just dismissed that I had trauma. Like, you just have to move on. Like, you can't do that. Your brain has to make sense. Or maybe, the ego, your ego, the false self, that's not the true you, wanting to understand, why did it happen? Like, why do I have to go through that experience, Sometimes a lot of adults will never own their pain, because they're super prideful and they're ashamed to be exposed. And this is the reason why I'm like, I wanted to talk about this difficult conversation or topics, because why hide? The more we hide, the more we feel shame, blaming ourselves that it's our fault. No way, Jose. Like, no child will put herself or himself in a situation where he or she is going to be hurt or abused. There is no way in hell. All right? So, I don't know about you, but I feel like I'm generalizing now, because I have talked to thousands of people from around the world that we've been traumatized. We've been lied to, we've been told this and that. And I woke up from my, what do you call that thing? I woke up from my own unconsciousness. I woke up from me pretending that I wasn't hurting when I was hurting, So I ripped off the Band-Aid that I created, right? Like, for example, emotional eating, or retail therapy, all this more or less fun stuff that gives you a hit of dopamine is great. But eventually, if you're not going to go to the root cause of your main problem, then you are going to be unconsciously hurting other people along the way, because what another person would say to you will trigger you to become mad, sad, depressed, anxious, and all that. And again, we live in this world that is so complex. We humans are so complex. We have a very highly evolved brain, right? Yet we're still animalistic, because the part of your brain that's called limbic brain, your emotional brain, your reptilian brain, if you will, that's I'm gonna have another video on that one, is the one causing you to react emotionally when somebody is trying to tell you something that is hurtful. Because if you are not hurting, you're not going to be triggered, period. And this is the reason why we have to look inside ourselves instead of looking for distractions outside because we're perpetuating our own pain and suffering. I thought this was going to be short. However, I just have to go with the flow. That's what my intuition is telling me. And if you're watching this and if you resonate with this piece, let me know. And this is it. I'm going to continue doing this because I love storytelling. I was a storyteller and declaimer actually when I was young. And so I'm just going to continue doing that, practicing my craft because I love it. I really do. We are wired for connection, guys. And after COVID hit us, a lot of people are feeling isolated. I felt it. Even if I have people around me, I still felt it. You know, you have to focus on doing you. All right, because even if we have therapists, we have loved ones, we have all our hobbies and everything, there is nothing that can fill that void in your heart, in your soul, within your soul, but you and God. Because I believe that there is a higher power. And we sort of like we are also gods because God is in us, right? So if God is love, then you're love too. So therefore, you cannot hate. It should not be like, you have to remember the hate is because you hate yourself or you hate other people. Because if you truly love yourself, how can you hate others? You can only love them. It's so deep. So anywho, take care. Thank you for watching and I love you guys. Oh, look at that. There's actually a heart around inside her mouth. Oh my gosh. All right, guys. Maybe this is also like Jesus, you know, when he was at the cross, or you, because I feel that the resurrection of Christ is kind of like a resurrection of us too. We die to our own selves, our own, you know, sick, twisted mind that we used to have when we believed in the lies of the enemy. Okay? All right. I am out for now. I need to chill. I love you guys. Bye.